You guys see me? Cool. Hi everyone, welcome to Verbling. My name is Hina, and for the next hour, we are going to be practicing our grammar. This is a class on punctuation, and a lot of students recommended this topic to me. So I have scheduled a class on it. Hi Hamid.
Hi,
How are you?
I am as rain, as right as rain.
I am as right as rain. That's awesome. I'm good to know. It's good to know you're so good.
And I saw your cell phone.
No, that was because Verbling was having issues with connectivity, so they wanted to make sure that I could connect. So I was online with them.
Okay.
Yeah. So how's it going? Yeah, a couple of people who are watching. Hi, Betty. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Hina. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
Okay, I'm fine.
That's
You?
awesome. I'm good too. I'm okay. Welcome back. I got your message.
Great. Yeah. Thanks for the message.
Yes. And we also have Abdullah and we have Mario. Hi, guys.
Hi, Hina. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Great.
So we have in the chat, we have Kazakh and we have Norbert. So Norbert looks like he's having some issues. I hope you're able to connect, Norbert. So today's class, okay, the first 2 minutes of all classes are reserved for premium account users or for students who have made reservations. So after the first 2 minutes are up, then the spots will open for everybody else. So all those who are watching, waiting to get in, and the spots will open up for you any second now. Blue button is going to turn green and there'll be a flood of students coming in. Yay! Okay, so for this class, I've actually attached a document. Were you guys able to download it? Let's see. This one. Okay. So I've attached a document with this class. I actually just attached it. So it's, there we go. Hamid has posted it. Norbert, you made it! Yay! It looks like it's really cold and hungry. You're like all bundled up, like jackets and everything. Hi guys, nice of everyone to join us. There's David, sweet. Okay, so welcome. This is a grammar class and we are going to be covering punctuation, okay? So if you guys see the document that I've attached, there are 5 punctuation marks that we are going to be covering in class today. It's the full stop, the comma, speech marks or quotation marks. You can also call them quotation marks, the exclamation mark, and the question mark, okay? There's like about 30 or 35 signs and quotation and punctuation marks in the English language. Oh, Norbert's Verbling chat isn't working. Oh, that's okay. You can use Google Chat, Norbert. That's cool. So we're just going to be covering the first 5 because those are the most commonly used and people get them mixed up very, very easily. Okay, so let's start. Let's go through. Let's introduce ourselves. Let's say our name. Let's say where we're from. And let's say which which punctuation mark we have the most issues with. All right, because I know people have like issues with like semicolon, hyphen, you name it. So I want to know where your problem areas are. Okay, so I'll start. Welcome everyone. My name is Hina. I'm your teacher. I'm from Canada. Right now I'm in San Francisco. And I would have to say that even I sometimes have issues with hyphens. Okay, so like little lines. Even I have issues with that because it's a very tricky punctuation mark. You can use a semicolon or you can use a comma, but you're supposed to use a hyphen sometimes. So that's one that even I have issues with. Okay, so let's start with Abdullah. Abdullah,
Hello.
can you hear me? Hi.
Hello, how are you doing, everybody?
We're good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you for asking. I'm Abdullah. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I'm currently in the United States, in Delaware State. I'm actually studying as an English as a second language in University of Delaware School, and I have been here for almost a year and 6 months.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. So which punctuation mark do you have issues with, Abdullah?
I
That you
had issues with the comma, and the comma when I write essays usually I make run-on sentences and fragments.
Okay, yeah, that's a very, very common issue. Perfect. Thank you so much, Abdullah. Next we have Alexby.
Yeah, I'm Lisby from Colombia. Been learning English for 1 year, and I have problem with semicolon.
Semicolon. Okay, so we're actually not covering the semicolon in today's class, but I will do a follow-up of this class, and we will cover the semicolon then. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Alexby. Next we have Batty.
Hey, well, I'm Buddy from Colombia. Nice to meet you, everyone. Well, I think that my problem is with the comma too. Some problems
The
there,
comma?
but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So when there's like a gap or when there's a pause. Perfect. Thank you so much, Betty. Next we have David.
Hello, I'm David from Spain, Barcelona, and my problem is only the full stop because I read very fast.
Your problem is the full stop. Okay. Well, we're covering that in class, so hopefully it will help you out. Thanks, David. Next we have Enrique.
Hi, Hina, how are you today? I'm from
fine.
Colombia.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm from Colombia, and I would like to know about all punctuation because I sometimes translate the text from Spanish to English, and I need to know about that.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thanks so much. Next we have Hamid.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Hamid from Turkey, and my problem is sometimes comma and with exclamation mark.
Comma and exclamation mark. Okay, perfect. We're going to be covering both of those in class. Thanks, Hamid. Next we have Jose.
Hi everybody, I am Jose, I am from Spain, I am learning English and I have a problem with listening. Sometimes I look like a deaf.
Okay, so you have problems with listening, and it's very hard to tell where punctuation marks are when you're listening. So we're working on a little bit of listening skills as well. Thanks, Jose. Next we have Mario.
Hi, Hina. Hi, everyone. I'm Mario from France. I'm living near Paris. And the most issue that I have with punctuation is semicolon. I don't think the real way to use this punctuation. And full stops, sometimes I forget them, and sometimes I also forget to capitalize when I have to.
Okay, all right. Capitalization is definitely an issue for a lot of English learners, I've noticed. Perfect. Thank you so much, Mario. We're going to be covering a lot of that in class today. And lastly, we have Norbert.
Hi guys, I am Norbert from Hungary, and maybe sometimes I write too long sentences.
Okay, so run-on sentences without using commas or full stops.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much. All right, so welcome, guys. I'm going to try and get through all 5 of those punctuation marks in class today. So everybody was able to open the document that I've attached, right? Yes?
Yes.
I attached it very last minute, so if you guys couldn't see it. There we go. Hamid has posted it in Verbling chat. We're actually going to get to that in a little bit. That's actually for practice. So what I'd like to do is, I'd actually like to use this website. I'm going to link it to you guys in the Verbling chat right now. And we're going to be using this website to explore all the different punctuation marks. Okay? You guys see it?
Yes.
Okay, so open that. Let me just make this separate. And I'm going to be sharing my screen. So you guys won't be seeing me, you'll be seeing the website, okay? I'm linking it to you guys just because otherwise it can get a little difficult to see on my little icon at the bottom, okay? So I'm going to freeze it on my screen so everybody outside of class can see it as well, okay? Screen share time. All right, can everybody see it on my screen?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I gave it to you guys so you can look at it from your own desktops, and this is a great resource. You guys can use it later on as well. So we have the punctuation tree right over here. And as you can see, there's quite a few punctuation marks. There's parentheses, quotation marks, semicolon, square brackets. So we're going to be exploring just 5 of these today. So the full stop, the question mark, the exclamation mark, quotation marks, and the comma. Okay? So if everybody wants to click on the full stop or the period, let's have a look at how we use that. Okay? All right. So use a period at the end of a sentence that makes a statement. Okay? There's no space between the last letter and the period. This is something that when I have writing classes, I see a lot of students doing. They write the last letter of the sentence and then they leave a space and they put a period. It's not supposed to be like that. There's supposed to be no space between the last letter and the period. Use one space between the period and the first letter of the next sentence. So you're not supposed to do it like, I'm going to write it in Verbling chat. Hi there. Fine. Okay? So it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be hi there, full stop, space, I am fine. Okay? That's basically what it's saying, that what kind of spaces you're supposed to use. Okay? This goes against the grain for people using the typography instilled by a generation of old-fashioned typewriter users. So for a lot of people, like back in the day when we used typographers, people used to leave spaces all the time. Nowadays, we don't use that, so it's hard for people to get used to the new way of doing stuff with punctuation marks. But modern word processors nicely accommodate the spacing after a period. The double spacing after a period can only serve to discombobulate the good intentions of one software. Okay? You guys don't have to worry. This big words. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Okay. So if you scroll down, these are all the different ways that we use a full stop. Norbert, can I get you to read this section here and its examples?
Yes. Use a period at the end of a command. Hand in the poster says no later than noon on Friday. In case of tremors, leave the building immediately.
Perfect. Thank you, Norbert. So use a period at the end of a command. A command is when you are telling someone to do something. Okay? So Norbert, can you please post the link in Verbling chat? Okay, that's actually a question mark. But if I was to command Norbert, post the link in the Verbling chat. That's a command. So when you are telling someone to do something, that is a command. And at the end of a command, we use full stop. I'm just going to say that if there are any words that we covered that you guys are unfamiliar with, you are more than welcome to ask me. All right. So in case of tremors, what are tremors? In case of tremors, leave the building immediately. Tremors are when the earth shakes. So when there's, for example, for an earthquake, the ground starts shaking. That shaking of the ground is called a tremor. Okay, so we don't say it's a shake. We call it a tremor. So they're saying that in case of tremors, in case of an earthquake, leave the building immediately. Okay, Mario, can I get you to read the next one? So the next example.
Yes. So I'm still okay. Use a period at the end of an indirect question. The teacher asked why Maria have left off the easy exercises. My father used to wonder why Egbert's ears were so big.
Perfect. Thank you, Mario. So did you guys see the difference between an indirect question and a direct question? A direct question would be the teacher asked, if the teacher actually asked Maria, why did you leave out the easy exercises? At the end of that question, you'd have a question mark. But this is an indirect question. The teacher asked why Maria had left out the easy exercises. Okay? So no one's asking a question in this statement, but they are saying that a question was asked by somebody earlier. Okay? So that is an indirect question. An indirect question is not an actual question. Hence, you are not supposed to use a question. Hence, you're not supposed to use a question mark at the end. You're supposed to use a period or a full stop. Okay? Is it okay so far? Am I moving too fast for you guys? Is this pace okay?
It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. Jose, can I get you to read this section over here?
Yes. Use a period with abbreviation. Dr. Espinosa arrived from Washington, D.C. at 6 p.m. Notice that when the period ending, the abbreviation comes at the end of a sentence, it will also suffice to end the sentence. On the
Suffice.
other
It will also suffice.
suffice
Yeah.
to end the sentence. On the other hand, when an abbreviation ends a question or exclamation, it is appropriate to
Appropriate.
add a question mark of exclamation mark after the abbreviation ending period.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Jose. For example, did you enjoy living in Washington, D.C.? Okay, so use a period with abbreviations. What are abbreviations? Can someone tell me in their own words what abbreviations are?
DC, for example.
Sorry, yeah, abbreviations are shortened forms of words. Okay, what are some abbreviations that we use commonly in the English language?
NASA, for example, MBA,
Sorry?
NASA,
NASA, yeah. Okay.
MBA,
Yeah.
NHL,
Yeah.
USA.
Okay, USA, exactly. So USA,
UK.
Okay, so USA, the correct way to write it is that. Okay, so yeah, go ahead. Someone is saying something.
FAI
FAI.
for your information.
UAE, yeah, exactly. UAE, exactly. So what we usually do is that we remove the periods because we know that they are there. But in actuality, you're supposed to use the periods. For example, etc., etc., etc. That's when we mean so on and so forth. So FBI exact is supposed to be like this. Okay. And very commonly in English, we do not put full stops in commonly used abbreviations because we know that a full stop is there. Example is this, yeah, for example, okay? So what this is saying is that to use an abbreviation, you need to use a period. One of the most common abbreviations that we use are these: Mr., Miss, Mrs., Doctor, Professor, okay? I'm writing all of this in Burbling chat. Okay, can you guys see that? So Miss, yeah. Mr., Mrs., Doctor. If you don't put the period at the end, then it's not going to be correct. And what this is saying is that notice that when the period ending the abbreviation comes at the end of a sentence, it will also suffice to end the sentence. For example, at 6 p.m. So when you say 6 p.m., you're supposed to use a period after P and a period after M. And this is the end of the sentence. But you're not going to put another period after this one, okay? This is the full stop for the sentence as well as the period for M, okay? That's what this is saying, that when you use an abbreviation at the end of the sentence, the period from that abbreviation will also end the sentence, not just the abbreviation. Is that clear or is that confusing?
Clear.
That's clear? Okay.
Clear.
I'm just going to ask, yeah. Can everybody please mute their microphones because I can hear a lot of, I can hear my own echo from someone's microphone and it's very, very distracting. So if you guys could please mute yourselves, that would be great. All right? Okay. So use a period with abbreviations, okay? Did you enjoy living in Washington, D.C.? Now, when you're asking a question, and the sentence ends with an abbreviation, if it's a question, you will put a question mark after the period of the abbreviation. Okay? So, for example, did you enjoy your visit to USA? Okay? So did you enjoy your visit to USA? So USA, that is the abbreviation of United States of America. And at the end of A, that the period is ending the abbreviation, but you are still putting a question mark because it is still a question being asked. If you're asking a question, you have to put a question mark at the end of the sentence, despite the fact that there is an abbreviation period before it. Okay, is that clear? So that's basically what this is saying. That do not leave the periods out, and you can even put a comma after a period. So, for example, Dr. Espinoza arrived from Washington, D.C. There's a comma at 6 p.m. And we're going to go into comma usage a little bit more in a bit. Okay, but for right now, I want to know, is the use of a period clear for everyone?
Yep.
Okay, when you use when
Yes.
you use it, it's used for abbreviations as well as ending sentences that are commands or indirect questions. Okay, there are other ways to, like when you ask a question, there's another way to end the sentence when you ask a question. Okay, all right. So if this is clear, let's move on to the next punctuation mark. So you guys can go back and let's go on to a question mark. Okay, so you guys can click question mark. Okay, question mark has a lot of different uses, and we're going to be reading about some of them right now. Okay, so let's get Hamid. All right, can I get you to read this section here?
Okay. Use a question mark at the end of a direct question. It is considered bad form to use a question mark in combination with other marks, although that is often done in informal prose in an attempt to convey complex tones. He told you what?
Okay, so so you would say this, he told you what? Okay, so you can see that there's an exclamation mark and a question mark at the end. So it's conveying a lot of a deeper tone. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
He told you what?
Mm-hmm.
That combination or similar combination of punctuation marks is sometimes called an intro bank, but the intro bank currently has no role in academic prose.
Perfect. Okay, you can read the next part as well. Yeah, the tag question.
A tag question is a device used to turn a statement into a question. It nearly always consists of a pronoun, a helping verb, and sometimes the verb not. Although it begins as a statement, the tag question prevails when it comes to the end mark. Use a question mark. Notice that when the statement is positive, the tag question is expressed in the negative. When the statement is negative, the tag question is positive. There are a few exceptions to this, frequently expressing an element of surprise or sarcasm. So you have made your first million, have you? Oh, that is your plan, is it? The following are more typical tag questions.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Hamid. So tag question is a way to turn a regular statement into a question. So for example, he should quit smoking. This part of the sentence can stand on its own. He should quit smoking, shouldn't he? Right? Mm-hmm. He shouldn't have quit his diet, should he? You know? So it's a statement that you have turned into a question. Okay? They're not doing very well, are they? Okay? So this is when you're asking somebody this is when you are making a statement, and it's sort of like you're asking for reassurance. You're like, oh, this shouldn't happen, right? Okay? So we say that in English. We say that in English all the time when we speak. They're like, oh, he's okay, isn't he? Here, he's okay, comma, isn't he? So you're saying he's okay, but then you're asking for reassurance. You're like, he is okay, right? Okay? So I should quit smoking. He should quit smoking, shouldn't he? They shouldn't have quit his diet. He shouldn't have quit his diet, should he? They're not doing very well, are they? He finished on time, didn't he? She does a beautiful job, doesn't she? Okay? So it starts out as a statement, but you end it with as a question, okay? And that's one of the ways that you use question marks at the end, okay? In the first part, you said we use a question mark at the end of a direct question, okay? What would be an example of a direct question? Okay, so these are all tag questions. Over here, these are all tag questions. These are all questions that start out as statements, but we end them as questions. What would be a direct question?
What time is it?
Exactly. What time is it? What time is it? Okay, what time is it? Hamid, are you attending the next class? Hamid, are you attending? So these are direct questions. Okay, I'm not starting the question out with a statement and then looking for reassurance. Okay, you guys understand? You guys understand the difference?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And there's some examples right here. Harold may come along. Mightn't he? Okay. So these are also abbreviations. Doesn't, does not. So it says over here the word not. Okay. Harold may come along. Mightn't he? There are too many people on the dock, weren't they? Okay. Be careful not to put a question mark at the end of an indirect question, okay? We've already covered this. We do not put question marks at the end of indirect questions. We put periods, we put full stops. The instructor asked the students what they were doing. So the instructor asked, what are you guys doing? There would be a question mark there, but the instructor asked the students what they were doing. Somebody asked a question, but that question is not being asked right now. You're saying that it was asked, okay? I asked my sister if she had a date. I wonder if Sheni will run for vice president again. I wonder whether Sheni will run again. Okay? So we do not put question marks at the end of indirect questions. We put them at the end of a direct question. Okay? So where is the restaurant? Where do you live? Yeah, exactly. Where do you live? Where is the restaurant? These are direct questions. Okay? How would you make this question a tag question? Where is the restaurant? Make this a tag question.
That's the restaurant.
restaurant.
Yes. Okay. I'm just gonna write it, and you guys can tell me. Yeah, go ahead.
Is the restaurant there? There isn't.
Okay. Good attempt. Go ahead. How would you guys make this into a tag question? Where is the restaurant?
The restaurant is across the street, isn't it?
Perfect. The restaurant is across the street, comma, isn't it? Okay. So you're starting it out with a statement and you're ending it with a question. So where is the restaurant? The restaurant is across the street, isn't it? You're looking for reassurance that yes, it's the statement. I said it's over there, and now I'm just making sure. Perfect. I'm guessing you guys get it since you did it properly. Okay? So it's clear what the difference between a tag question, a direct question, and an indirect question. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yes. Awesome. Let's see. Next, Enrique. Can I get you to read this?
Okay. Be careful. Be careful not to put a question mark at the end of an indirect question.
Okay, the part after that. Be careful to distinguish.
Okay, be careful to distinguish between an indirect question above and a question that is embedded within a statement which we do want to end with a question mark.
Yeah, go ahead, you can read the examples.
We can get to Boston quicker, can't we, if we take the interstate? If we take the interstate?
Yeah, interstate. Interstates are highways that connect one state to another.
Okay. His question was, can we end this statement with a question mark? She ended his remarks with a resounding, why not? I wonder, will she run for office again?
Okay, so you guys understand the difference? Be careful to distinguish between an indirect question, which is this, and a question that is embedded. Embedded is when something is fixed into a statement, okay? Embedded within a statement which we do want to end with a question mark. We can get to Boston quicker, can't we, if we take the interstate? Okay. His question was, can we end this statement with a question mark? Okay. This is a little more complicated, but you guys can, understand. You can see what the difference between an indirect question and this statement is, right? Can you guys, is it clear? It's a little, this is a little complicated in terms of the question marks, but for right now, I just want you guys to understand that question marks are used at the end of direct questions and tag questions. But with indirect questions, we do not use question marks, we use a period. Okay, now I am not going to go into the rest of it because it's a little complicated. I'll leave that for the rest. But you guys understand these three uses of question marks, right? Direct, tag, and indirect, right?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Is everybody okay? Are you guys still following? Is that,
yes.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. Perfect. So let's go back and let's look at exclamation mark. Okay, so you guys want to click on exclamation mark. Okay, this is pretty simple and short. All right, so this I will get David. Can I get you to read this part here? David, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah,
I was loading the page.
That's okay, go ahead.
Use an exclamation point at the end of an emphatic declaration,
interjection or command, yeah.
No, he yelled. Do it now. An exclamation mark may be used to close questions that were meant to convey the extreme emotion, as in, what on earth are you doing? Stop! An exclamation mark can be inserted within parentheses to emphasize a word within a sentence. We have some really low price rugs on sale this week.
Perfect. Thank you so much, David. And you did a really good job of reading the words with exclamation marks at the end. Okay? An exclamation point, an empathetic declaration, interjection, these mean words or sentences with a lot of strong emotion. Okay? So for example, when you're yelling, when you say, no, I don't want to go, you don't say, no, I don't want to go. Okay? This would mean that you're saying it, no, I don't want to go. Okay? But if you're really, if you're yelling it and if you have a lot of emotion about it, then you'll say, no, I don't want to go. Okay? This is conveying to you that the person who is saying this is using a lot of emotion, and that it's not just a regular statement that you're saying. It has to have a lot of feeling associated with it, basically, is what it's saying. And another way to do it is command. So we learned that with a full stop, use it with a command. For example, Hamid, post the link in the chat. Okay? Hamid, post the link in the chat. Okay? So that's going to end in a full stop because I'm not yelling this to Hamid, right? I'm not like yelling. I'm not saying, Hamid, post the link in the chat. Okay? That's not what I'm saying. And it's going to be rude if I say that because that means that I'm yelling at Hamid. I'm giving him a command. How would you, so this sentence that I just posted, Hamid, post the link in the chat. How would you be able to make it into a sentence where I can use exclamation marks?
For example, Hamid, post the link in the chat.
Yeah, you can say, Hamid, post it now. Hamid, post it now. Okay? Then I put an exclamation mark at the end because I'm telling him that there is a sense of urgency. Okay? Urgency. Something needs to happen quickly. Okay? Hamid, post it now. Okay? But if I have hooray, hooray is hooray. Okay? Hooray is like what we say in English. Like, hooray, I'm so happy I'm going to the theme park or whatever. Okay? Yeah, go ahead.
Could be the sign after Hamid.
Sorry?
Could be the sign after Hamid. Hamid, post it.
Yeah, you can say it.
Because it's urgent.
Yeah. If I wanted to get Hamid's attention, I would yell, Hamid. Okay? And then he'd say what? I'd be, post it now. Okay?
Okay.
So you put an exclamation mark when you are showing urgency or an emotion, a strong emotion, or a command. When you are telling someone to do something, but it's not a request. It's not like oh, Hamid, post it in the chat box, okay, when you have some time. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to do it now. Classes are starting and you have to do it now. Okay? Sense of urgency, sense of command. Do you guys understand the difference between why we would end some sentences in full stops and some in exclamation marks?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Perfect. Betty, can I get you to read? Sorry. Can I get you to read from where we left off? So all this. Note that there are no space between the last.
I have a question.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. Enrique, go ahead.
About the sign between parentheses. Is this usual?
Okay.
Is it usual?
Okay. Now. Okay, an exclamation mark can be inserted within parentheses to emphasize a word within a sentence, okay? We have some really low-priced drugs on sale this week, okay? So you want to emphasize the word really. Emphasize means to stress. So to put stress on a word means to emphasize it, okay? So for example, you want to say, if I want to say, okay, how would I say this? You guys have to say it. Okay, say this. I posted in Burbling chat.
It's urgent.
Sorry?
It's urgent.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. In Sorian?
It's urgent. Sorry. Urgent to go.
Okay. All right. So I posted a sentence. It said, I really have to go to the bathroom. Okay. So I'm saying that.
So I need to go.
Yeah. So that means that I really have to go to the bathroom. But I don't want. But I'm emphasizing only the word really. Okay. Now Mario said, "Welcome everybody." No. Welcome everybody would be welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Exclamation mark. Because the entire phrase is. It's like, welcome everybody. You're not saying, welcome everybody, all right? You're not emphasizing only welcome. You're emphasizing both the words. You're saying, welcome everybody. But when I wrote is, I really have to go to the bathroom, okay? So when you're emphasizing.
Is it useful?
Sorry, go ahead, Enrique.
Is it useful?
Is it useful? Yeah, you will see this sometimes when you like read informal prose. So it's useful to know what it is, but we don't use it very often in English. Okay, so you will read this. Yeah, you will actually see it when you are reading plays. Okay, so when you have dialogue, you will see it there because it will tell you which words you need to stress. Okay, so for example, if you read Shakespeare, then you will see this in Shakespeare's plays. Because it will tell you which words the actors have to stress when they're talking. Okay?
So it's more for literature.
Yeah, it's more for literature. Exactly. Okay? But it's good to know that this is one of the ways you can use it. All right? But this is not very, very commonly used in English. Oh, there's noise coming from Enrique. Or someone else. Sorry. Enrique, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Sorry, there was some noise coming from your microphone. Okay. All right. So, are you guys clear on the use of exclamation marks in these different situations?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Betty, can I get you to read? Can I get you to read from where we left off? So all this, please.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Well, note that there is a space between the last letter of the word, so emphasize and the parentheses.
Parentheses. Parentheses are this thing over here. Brackets. Brackets are called parentheses. Go ahead.
Parentheses, yeah. This device should be used rarely.
Rarely. Yeah, go ahead.
If ever in informal text. An exclamation mark will often accompany mimetically produced sounds as in all night long the dogs in my neighbor and the beer went and I went left.
Yeah, go ahead. If an exclamation mark.
Oh. if an exclamation mark is part of a italicized or
Yeah.
underlined title, make sure that the exclamation mark is also italicized or underlined. My favorite book is The Place You Will Go.
Places you'll go. Oh, the places you'll go. Okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So note that there is no space between the last letter of the word and the parentheses. That's basically what it's saying. So when you put it in the parentheses, so when you put really, there's no space after really. Everything has to be like it's one word. So really, open parentheses, exclamation mark, close parentheses. Okay? Parentheses and brackets are the same thing. This device should be used really if ever in formal text, okay? So this is not very commonly used in formal text. An exclamation mark will often accompany mimically produced sounds, all right? So how badly did, that was perfect. So when you're saying, oh, the dog goes woof all night long, okay? All night long, the dogs woof in my neighbor's yard, and the bear went grr, and I went left, okay? So when you're like, what would be another thing? Okay, well, how could you, okay, the cat's meow was so loud. The cat's meow, okay, that's actually, we wouldn't say that. The cow went moo all, okay, the cow went moo all night long. Okay, there we go. The cow went moo all night long. The moo should be in italicized. Italicized means when the words are written like this, okay? So they're slanted. That's what italicized means, okay? All right? If an exclamation mark is part of an italicized or underlined title, make sure the exclamation mark is also italicized or underlined, okay? So my favorite book is Oh, the Places You'll Go, exclamation mark, and it has to be italicized, okay? Do not add a period after a sentence that ends with the title's exclamation mark. So my favorite book is Oh, the Places You'll Go. There's no period at the end of this, okay? So in this, the exclamation mark, which is the name of the book, which is part of the name of the book, is serving as a way to end the sentence as well. The exclamation mark will also suffice to end the sentence. Suffice means it will also do, okay? So it will also be okay to end the exclamation mark, to end the sentence with the exclamation mark. If the exclamation mark is not part of a sentence-ending title, don't italicize the exclamation mark. I've asked you not to sing La Marseillaise. Okay, Mario, how do I say this? La Marseillaise.
La Marseillaise.
La Marseillaise, okay? I've asked you not to sing La Marseillaise. Now, La Marseillaise, there's no exclamation mark at the end of it, so you do not italicize this exclamation mark. It's not a part of this title, okay? The latter part, don't worry about the latter part, but you guys understand that exclamation mark is used when there's strong emotion and there's a command and a sense of urgency. Okay? You guys get that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. So exclamation mark, and the last one we'll look at is a comma, and then we'll actually do some. Okay. There's lots of uses for a comma. I don't want to go through all of them, so let's just go through a couple of them. Commas can be used in many different circumstances. They serve a variety of different purposes, but we're just going to focus on a few of them. Okay. Use a comma to separate the elements in a series, 3 or more things, including the last 2. Okay? He hit the ball, dropped the bat, and ran to first base. Okay? This is probably the most common usage of a comma, when you are separating different things within the same sentence. Hit the ball, that is one thing. Drop the bat is another thing. Run to first base is the last thing. And you are separating all 3 of them using commas. He hit the ball, dropped the bat, and ran to first base. Another thing, when you see a comma, you have to have a pause, okay? A lot of times, people do not pause at a comma, and you're supposed to. For example, this sentence would not be read as, he hit the ball, dropped the bat, and ran to first base, okay? You're not supposed to read it like one long sentence. You're supposed to pause for a very brief second when you see a comma. So, you'll say it as, He hit the ball, dropped the bat, and ran to first base. Okay, you guys see the difference? Yes. You may have learned that the comma that the comma before the and is unnecessary, which is fine if you're in control of things. Okay, don't worry about this. This is very complicated. However, there are situations where you don't have to use comma, especially last two items. Okay, so don't worry about this. So using a comma between all the items in a series, including the last two, avoids this problem. Okay, so basically just use a comma to separate different series in a sentence. So he hit the ball, dropped the bat, and ran to first base. Just remember that for now. Okay? Okay. Use a comma. Number 2, use a comma plus a little conjunction. Okay? To connect two independent clauses. He hit the ball well, but he ran toward third base. Okay? So sometimes when you use a conjunction, these are conjunctions: and, but, for, nor, yet, or, so. Okay? To connect two independent clauses. So an independent clause is a part of a sentence that can stand on its own. Okay? So he hit the ball well is an independent clause. He ran toward third base is another independent clause. Okay? So when you want to connect two independent clauses, you do it with a conjunction and a comma. Okay? He hit the ball well, but he ran toward third base. Okay? Most importantly, I would say that what you guys need to worry about is when you see a comma, that you pause, that you don't continue talking without pausing for at least a second or two. Okay? All right, you guys get it? What an independent clause is and why we use a comma?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. All right. I'm not going to go into all this detail because this is just confusing. Let's go to number 3. Use a comma to set off introductory elements, as in running toward third base, he suddenly realized how stupid he looked. Okay? So an easy way to know when you're going to use a comma is say the sentence. Say the sentence to yourself, and if the sentence is too long and it doesn't make sense to you without a comma, then that's an indication that you need to use a comma. Okay? A comma basically allows you to connect different sentences and make them into one sentence. Okay? Instead of ending a sentence over and over again, you can use a comma to connect one or more sentences to each other, and each independent sentence is called an independent clause. Okay? This will make more sense once we do some practice. So I just want to know, do you guys understand the difference, like how we're supposed to use a comma? Do you guys get it?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah? Okay. So because if it's like, oh, I'm so confused, then let's go on and let's do some practice. Okay? I want to open the document that we have over here. So everybody has this document, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah? Okay. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to be looking at this document. All right? You guys don't have to look at it on my screen. You can look at it on your own screens as well. Okay? So the first one is punctuate this passage with capital letters and full stops. Okay? So we're only using capital letters and full stops right now. Okay? So you guys start. Tell me what I have to do.
Last week, last L letter is capitalization.
Yeah. So we use capital anytime we start a sentence. The first letter has to be capital. Last week, what's next?
I subject.
Yeah, I is always capital. When I is on its own, it is always capital. You never ever write small I like this. I is always capital. I went to London Zoo. Okay?
London is a special name.
Yeah, exactly. So L has to be capital. The name, so proper nouns. Proper nouns are names of places and people. Okay? Are proper nouns. So a country, the name of a country has to always be capital. You would never write England is, like, you would never write it like England is pretty. Okay? you'd always write England is pretty. Okay, because it is a proper noun, it is the name of a place. Okay? Alright, what else? So last week I went to London Zoo. Is zoo going to be capital as well?
No.
Yes, I need capitalize.
A zoo is going to be capital. London Zoo. This is the proper name. The full name of London Zoo. Okay? Okay, when you say I am going to a zoo, okay? This is just any zoo. This is not going to be capital. But I am going to London Zoo. This is the full name of London Zoo. If it's the name of the zoo, then zoo has to be capital as well. Okay? Yeah. If the name of the zoo was just London, okay, the Zoo of London. The Zoo of London. Okay? The zoo in London. Okay? No, it's not. The name of London Zoo is London Zoo. So both the words have to be capital. Okay? Last week I went to London Zoo. What do I have to do next?
Full stop after a zoo.
Perfect. Last week I went to London Zoo, full stop. What's next?
Capitalize I.
Yeah,
Capitalize I.
Yeah. I saw elephants and tigers. I ate lunch in the restaurant are the best thing about the day. So what else? I saw elephants.
Full stop after tigers.
Yeah, I saw elephants and tigers. Full stop. I ate lunch in the restaurant. The best thing about the day was going to the gift shop. I bought a poster and a keyring. I can't wait to go again. So this is all like a full run-on sentence. So what's next? Where's the next full stop?
The restaurant, comma.
Sorry?
Shop.
I ate lunch in the restaurant. The best
No,
thing
the
about
restaurant.
Okay,
The
sorry.
restaurant.
We're only using capital letters and full stops, guys. Okay? Capital letters and full stop. We're not using commas anywhere here.
Okay.
Full stop after shop.
I ate lunch in the restaurant. The best thing about the day was going to the gift shop. Okay. All right.
At the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. I ate lunch at the restaurant. Okay? Full stop. The T has to be capital because it's the first letter after a full stop. The best thing about the day was going to the gift shop. Capital I bought a poster and a keyring. I can't wait to go again. What else?
Full stop.
Keyring after,
yes.
yeah. I can't wait to go again. Full stop. Okay?
Again, stop.
Sorry, what?
I can't wait to go again.
Yeah. You can actually put an exclamation mark as well. Okay? But right now we're just using capital letters and full stop. But you could actually, if you said, I bought a poster and a keyring, I can't wait to go again. Okay? You can do it and then you put an exclamation mark. So if you want to say it like that, I can't wait to go again, you have to put an exclamation mark. But if you want to just say it, I can't wait to go again, then it's a full stop. Okay? It's just that this section we're just using capital letters and full stops. Okay? Now, the second passage...
Hina, sorry, keyring is a separating word.
Sorry, keyring? Oh, it depends on how you write it in keyring. Okay?
Okay.
You can do keyring, or do it like that. In Canada, we write keyring like this. We write it like that. Okay?
Okay.
Let's punctuate the next one. Punctuate this passage with capital letters, commas, and full stops. Okay? So it can be capital letters, commas, or full stops. Okay? So go ahead. You guys have to start telling me what we're doing.
When.
Capital letter.
Okay? When.
Capital letter W.
Yeah.
W. You have a bad at the English school. They at the school.
Comma.
Comma, exactly.
Comma.
When you have a bad day at school.
Comma.
Yeah. Comma. Go ahead.
Comma. It's capital letter.
No, we do not use capital after comma. That's the thing, okay? Capital letter is only after a full stop, or if it's an I. If this was I, then you would capitalize it, but it's not. It's it can. there is no need to capitalize after a comma. That's very, very important to remember, okay? So when you have a bad day at school, comma, it can seem like everybody is against you, especially the teachers. Being a teenager can be taught. So what's next?
You, comma?
Okay, yeah, exactly. When you have a bad day at school, it can seem like everybody is against you, especially the teachers. Being a teenager can be tough. Okay, what's next?
Talk, full stop.
Okay. Talk. Sorry, what? Talk?
Yes, yes, full stop.
Tough. Okay. Now,
Oh, sorry, cough.
we do tough. We do not start. So if you put a full stop here, then you're starting this sentence with a but. We do not start sentences with but in English.
It can be comma.
Okay. All right. When you have a bad day at school, it can seem like everybody is against you, especially the teachers. Full stop. Okay. That's it. That's the end of the sentence. Next, being a teenager can be tough. Is there something here? Is there a comma? Or comma? Exactly. No, no capital letter. No, no. Again, we do not need to capitalize after a comma. Being yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
You need to remember that early voice.
Being a teenager can be tough, comma, but you need to remember that everybody has their ups and downs.
Comma.
Comma.
Ups and downs. Yeah.
Comma. Yeah.
And you can improve things by having a positive attitude to your work and trying your hardest in every subject.
Full stop.
Full stop.
Full stop. Okay? Right? You guys get it? Now, this is a little hard. This section is a little hard because it's hard to determine like when one thought ends and when the other begins. But this is how you're supposed to use commas and full stops to separate your thoughts. When you have a bad day at school, you're not going to end it with a full stop, right? You're pausing. It can seem like everybody is against you, especially the teachers. Okay? If you put a full stop here and you do, especially the teachers, being a teenager can be tough, but you need to remember that doesn't make sense. Okay?
Yes.
All right? Being a teenager can be tough, but you need to remember that everybody has their ups and downs, and you can improve things by having a positive attitude to your work and trying your hardest in every subject. Okay? Doesn't that make so much more sense than a run-on sentence?
Yes.
Okay? Yeah. All right. Let's go on to the third one. So in this third one, now you have to add more and more punctuation marks. Punctuate this passage with capital letters, commas, full stops, and question marks. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So go ahead. Tell me what I have to do.
A is capitalization.
Okay.
Comma after friendly.
Question after.
No, this is a question. Period.
Yes,
Exactly. Period.
Exactly. Are you environmentally friendly? Okay.
Okay.
Do you recycle all your plastic and paper? If you don't, okay.
So
D
capital letter
is
D.
capitalization.
Yeah.
Paper.
Paper. Exactly. Full stop or question mark?
Question mark.
Question mark.
Question mark. That's a question. Yes. Exactly. Are you environmentally friendly? Do you recycle all your plastic and paper? If you don't, then you have a big problem. Okay?
I, capital letter.
Don't comma. I is a capitalization.
Yeah. If you don't, comma, then you have a big problem. The world is currently suffering.
Full stop.
Full stop. Exactly.
Problem.
Perfect. Yes. Okay. Then T. The world is currently suffering from the effects of global warming. You might think that you can't make a difference, but every single can or bottle. What's next?
But
comma after warming.
Wait. So wait.
Global warming, comma, maybe after.
The world is currently suffering from the effects of global warming.
Warming, comma.
Full stop.
Full stop.
Full stop. Okay.
Okay.
Then you might think that you can't make a difference, but every single can.
But.
Yeah.
Comma.
No. After
Difference, comma.
After
before,
difference.
after difference, yes. You might think that you can't make a difference, but every single can or bottle creates a change for the better. Have you checked that the light bulb in
For
your
the better,
house
full stop.
for the better?
Better, full
Exactly.
stop.
Full stop. Have you checked that the light bulbs in your house are energy efficient? Make sure you do and ask your parents to replace the old type.
Interrogation mark.
After house.
After house, question mark.
Are A
efficient,
is
efficient.
capitalization?
Efficient.
After efficient? What's after efficient?
Yes, interrogation mark.
Question mark. Perfect.
mark.
Have you checked that the light bulbs in your house are energy efficient? That's a question. You're asking somebody. Norbert, do you know if the light bulbs in your house are energy efficient? That's a question mark. Make sure you do, and ask your parents to replace the old type with these new ones.
Full stop.
Yes, full stop.
Perfect. Okay? Is it making more sense? Yes? Yes? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Now, the last one is punctuate this passage with capital letters, exclamation marks, question marks, and full stops. It's just one sentence. Okay? So, tell me what I have to do.
Capital A.
Yeah? Have you asked him out yet? She asked, no way. She replied, I don't fancy him.
After
Him, question mark.
Have you
Yet,
asked
question mark.
Have you asked him out yet? Perfect. Yes. Have you asked him out yet? Yes.
She has no way! Exclamation.
Yeah? Okay, so sorry, just hold on a minute. What are we supposed to use? We're supposed to use capital. Okay. Have you asked him out yet? She asked. Okay. Full stop. End of the sentence. No way.
Exclamation.
Yeah, she replied. Okay. What after this? What's after this?
I is capital.
Yeah, I is capital. But is there anything between replied and I?
S is capitalization.
Comma.
She replied.
She replied, comma. Yeah, I don't
stop.
fancy him. Exactly.
Yeah?
Perfect. Have you asked him out yet? She asked. No way, she replied. I don't fancy him. What are you going to put at the end of him? So you're outraged. You're like, exclamation mark. I don't fancy him. I don't like him. Why would I ask him out? I don't want to go out with him. Okay? All right? So that is the end of our class. I hope that was helpful, that you guys
We need
are not
another
more,
class.
yeah, we definitely, punctuation marks are not at all easy to get in one class. I will definitely be scheduling another one. You guys are more than welcome to let me know which punctuation marks you have issues with and which ones you'd like me to focus the next class on, okay? So for all those who don't know, you're welcome. It's really nice talking to everyone. That's my Facebook right there. You guys can let me know which punctuation mark you have issues with. And even after today's class, if you still had issues with some of them, let me know and I'll schedule a follow-up class and we'll cover other punctuation marks and more practice. Okay? But for now, I'm out. Thanks everyone. It was really nice talking to you guys.
Bye.
And
Okay.
yeah, see you guys.
Bye-bye. See you.